A few videos ago, I talked about the 5 cheaper places to rent near Vancouver if you're moving here. And I'm glad that you came with me to all the 5 cities and learned about the unique thing each has to offer. After posting that video, the most common question I often get asked is, how can I secure a place to rent from abroad? Well, in today's video, I've teamed up with liv.rent to show you just that. Today's talking points include the 5 important factors to consider as a renter, the 4 red flags to watch out for, the 3 places to start your rental search, followed by a walkthrough video using liv.rent's platform. So, without further ado, let's start. First, it's important to know what landlords look for in tenants. There are many factors at play, but knowing these 5 will give you an edge over other applicants. Number 1, location. Think about your budget, your ideal location, and the amenities you want. Try to learn as much as you can about the neighborhood you want to live in so you can decide if you'll be happy there for a long time. Number 2, timing. Set aside at least 2 months before your trip to Canada to find a place to stay. Consider time zones and delays in communication, but the good thing about today's technology is that you can start your search today and find a place from anywhere. Number 3, finances. Truth be told, international students and newcomers alike are seen as a big financial risk. Why? Well, most of us are starting from scratch in a new country, so we might not have things like a good credit score or a full-time job. So to prove that you can pay for rent, show other financial resources such as your personal income, bank account information, financial sponsors like your parents, or the money you brought to Canada like a guaranteed investment certificate. Number 4, long-term tenancy. Most homeowners prefer long-term tenancy because it reduces operating costs in the long run. They also get to know you on a personal level, which builds trust over time. So try to find a place to live close to school, work, or other things you like to do, and really ask yourself if you could see yourself living there for at least a year. Finally, rental history. When I first moved to Canada, I learned about the importance of having a good rental history. Most of us probably don't have rental histories, references, or credit scores, but there are ways to build trust with your landlord, which I'll explain in just a bit. Now, I might as well go over some of the red flags to look out for as well. Red flag number 1, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. It might be a fake listing, so be careful when looking at these type of ads. Now, liv.rent does have a verification tool that checks listings and a compliance team that checks suspicious listings. This gives renters and landlords peace of mind, which I'll show later in the walkthrough video. Number 2, if they make you pay a cash deposit too soon, it's a red flag. You don't have to pay a deposit until you sign the lease, so if you ever find yourself in this situation, keep this tip in mind. Number 3, when they request too much information, that's also a red flag. Things like your name, your current address, contact details, rental history, and work info are all standard because all these things help determine your reliability as a renter, so that's okay. But things like your age, your medical history, your gender or sexual orientation, or your credit card info are way too personal details that don't need to be on your rental application. So don't give them anything that breaches your rights or could lead to a financial scam. Lastly, it's also a red flag if they withhold details about themselves or the listing. If you can't find any information about your new landlord or the company they say they work for, be careful. So just keep these things in mind to avoid any vulnerabilities in a new country. Okay, now that you know the factors and the red flags, you may be wondering where to look. Well, here are a few places to start. Number 1, listing sites like liv.rent, which is my personal recommendation, but there's also Craigslist, Zumper, and Kijiji to name a few. Second, social media such as Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups. Local regulated groups make it easier to search for rental listings, and I like that you can talk on Facebook Messenger, which makes communication faster. Finally, school housing sites. Some schools have off-campus housing that can help you find resources for places to stay. Now, if I take the good parts of each, such as a user-friendly layout, quickly messaging landlords, signing rental applications, lease agreements, and scheduling viewings online, even paying rent and security deposits using various payment methods, there's a platform that has all of these features, and it's liv.rent. A big thank you to the liv.rent team for working with me to make this video happen. Now, liv.rent is an all-in-one digital platform that can help you rent smarter in Canada. Now, let me quickly go to my workstation to show you how to use your platform and pretty much explain how liv.rent can make it easier for you to find, apply, and secure your accommodation. Okay, so the first step is to create an account. So click the sign up button and a pop-up window will appear. Here we will select renter account and then provide the info being asked. Step 2, you need to build your profile. So think of liv.rent as a dating website. You need a strong profile to stand out. Start with a picture that best shows who you are and then add your job and annual salary. So if you're a student and your parents help pay your bills, you can put their income here. Or if you have your own, you can decide where it falls and then just click save. Next, you'll be asked to fill in some basic information, which you can see on your screen. You can also add the languages you speak. There's even a box where you can write your story about why you want to get a place or anything else that you think your landlord should know about you. Now, step number 3, and I really want to highlight this part, which is their trust score, which I find is just so brilliant. So again, the trust score pretty much determines your reliability as a tenant. So on a scale of 100, 80 points come from the renter's credit report, and the other 20 points come from how trustworthy you are. As a newcomer to Canada, this gives me peace of mind knowing that trust goes both ways. Now, this brings me to another key feature worth mentioning, and that is the verification badges. Being verified as a renter means that you're more likely to get a rental because you're seen as somebody who's trustworthy and desirable. And on the other hand, if you're a landlord, you're more likely to find good tenants. Anyway, once everything is set up, now comes the fun part, which is exploring the available listings. From condominiums to one-bedroom apartments and even a whole house, liv.rent pulls a wide array of choices. You can even tailor your search filters by picking a neighborhood, home type, price range, which is very helpful, by the way, pet policy if you have one. There's also room selections, availability, and choosing between furnished or unfurnished space. This simplifies your home search by narrowing your rental options. You can click the heart icon to save your favorite listings on this shortlist page, or even better, liv.rent has listing alerts that pretty much notify you via email when new postings meet your criteria, speeding up your home search. This is especially helpful during the busy rental times like the summer. So if you want to find a good listing at a good price, the listing alerts can definitely help. Now, after browsing, it's time to apply by clicking the Apply Now button found on the right side of your screen. Unlike the old way of renting, you don't have to fill out endless applications for multiple listings. Your information is already filled in from the profile you made, so it's much easier to apply to as many listings as you like, saving you a lot of time. Now, when you find the one you want, the landlord will send you the agreement and you can sign your rental agreement digitally from anywhere in the world with standard BC and Ontario tenancy agreements already populated within the platform. That means you can secure your rent even before moving to Canada. Finally, after the rental agreement has been signed, you can also pay for the rent. Renters can pay for rent and deposits by credit card, Union Pay, and Bitcoin. Renters will also be able to pay for rent with pre-authorized debit payments coming soon. I just love it. This is why I highly recommend liv.rent because everything happens in one place, which is super convenient. So if you want to get started, create a profile with liv.rent today, and you can do so by clicking the link found in the description box below. Also, full transparency, I don't gain anything if you sign up using my link. I just wanted to share this resource that can make renting easier, especially for newcomers to Canada. Anyway, I hope all of this info was helpful. If it was, kindly subscribe to my channel, share this video, and leave a comment below. Don't forget to check out the links below if you are interested in signing up, or if you want to check out other helpful resources about renting in Canada. Again, thank you so much for watching. Be safe and be kind. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.